Psalm 136, 9. Et hayareach v'chochavim lamem shalot balayla, ki le'olam hasdo. Again, in context, the psalmist is continuing with the A line. So we begin with a definite direct object marker, which refers back up a couple of verses to when the Lord is the one who made the great lights. And appositionally, the next one is defined as the moon and the stars to rule over the night, because to forever is his covenantal loyalty. Or we might smooth this out to, because his covenantal loyalty endures forever. We can focus in on a couple of review phonetical rules. So with hayareach, we can notice that we have the patak, comets, tsere as the first three vowels. Then we have another patak here at the end. That's because this last letter is a strong guttural which requires the patak to finish it off. So this is the only case in which we can have two vowel sounds back to back, is when a word ends with an ayin or a chet. So we call this the furtive patak, or the sneaky patak, vayareach, to be able to get into that last letter. It's of some interest to compare what the psalmist has done with Genesis chapter 1. And in verse 16, the last part of these lights to rule, so we have the lesser light to rule the night. But then notice it's a disjunctive, not a disjunctive, but a separate phrase. And also the stars. So we have the celestial lights, the stars, really are not included in with the greater light and the lesser light to rule the day and the night in Genesis 1. But what the psalmist does is includes the stars with the moon as rulers of the night. So a mild but interesting exegetical adjustment, giving a greater role to the stars in Psalm 136. It is also worth pausing here midway through the psalm to notice the structure. First, we had in the first three verses threefold imperative to thank the Lord. And then there was participles prefixed with le to give the effect of the Lord's chesed character. So who did this, who did that, who did the other thing? And it's his sole responsibility, him alone, for doing these great wonders, according to verse 4. Then the great wonders, that term used for especially the Exodus, now it's applied to the Lord's creative works. And so we say, who made, referring to his character of making the heavens, spreading the earth, and making the great celestial lights. And then those lights are further defined in verses 8 and 9 with the two ets, definite direct object markers, to further subordinate under verse 7 and unfold these great creational works of the Lord.